everyone, this is Anita and I'm here today to introduce to you April and kind of get her backstory. And I know a lot of you guys, if you watch our Thursday shows, you already know April.
Yeah.
But we're gonna just learn a little bit more about her and stuff today. So
Yeah.
very excited. So I have a few questions. How about you tell us about yourself? Are you married?
Yes, I'm married to my husband. His name is Craig. We've been married, it'll be 9 years July 5th.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, you've known him pretty much your whole life. Now.
Yeah, we grew up together. We were neighbors when I was younger, so we've known each other since I was like 10 when I met him. So we've always been friends, and we just got together and got married. So
That's awesome. And how many kids do you have?
I have a son. He's 22, actually today. And then
Happy birthday.
and then my husband Craig, he has a son. He's 19. And that's all the kids we have.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Well, that's fine. And where are you from? Where do you live?
I live in Bean Station. I'm originally from Morristown. I grew up in Morristown, so yeah.
So she's local.
Yeah.
When did you get into the world of art?
Well, I don't know if you consider dancing an art. I guess it is.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I started clogging when I was 4, and I clogged till I was probably about 14 or 15. I performed at Dollywood every year from the time I was about 8 years old until I decided not to do clogging anymore. So I did that. I've always done some type of art. I used to do stained glass. I used to do pottery. So I've always done stuff. Always done crafts. Going on.
So it's in your blood.
Yeah, I've always done it. It's just been a thing for me.
And what made you decide on acrylic pour as your art of expression at this time?
Well, I started watching YouTube videos, and all these people on here, on YouTube and TikTok and things, and they, were showing the acrylic pours and how much fun it was. And I thought, I'm going to try it just to see if it was something that I would enjoy. And I started messing around with different techniques and things like that, and I just really fell in love with it. So
Now, how long does it take you to actually do your art? How long does it take to dry and all that process?
Typically on a normal piece like a record or a canvas, you pour the acrylic pour, and then you have to let it cure for about 2 weeks, sometimes up to a month. It depends on how detailed the design is and things like that. You definitely want it to cure before you try to do any embellishments or any kind of mixed media to it, and then you do resin on top of it. And resin, typically when you pour resin, it'll be hardened to the touch within about 48 hours, but you want to let it cure for another at least 2 or 3 weeks. So it takes a while just to get one piece finished. But how I typically do it is I've got paintings in every stage of the process. So I've got them, from the pour, and then they're curing for a week or two, and then if I decide I want to do the embellishment, I work on that. And it's, the painting is still curing at that point. And, then you do resin. And I typically do 2 rounds of resin on each piece, that makes them really sturdy and it makes them last. So.
Wow, so it definitely takes a lot of time for your art.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time.
What is your favorite thing that you like about the art that you do the most?
I think it's, you have an idea in your head, and it doesn't always go the way you think, what you have in your head. And I think that's the joy of it, is just seeing a piece from the beginning and then where it ends. It may not be what you had in your head, but it's, it's getting to that point, and then it ends up, most of the time it ends up better than what you thought you were, what you had in your head from the beginning. So that's what I enjoy the most about it, and seeing people enjoy the art, really liking my pieces and things like that. That really, because when I sell a piece of my art, it's a part of me. I took the time to create it. And it's definitely, some of me going into each piece. And then when somebody buys it, that's, I don't know, it just feels good to know that somebody enjoys that as much as I do, and appreciates the art.
Which piece in the store that we currently have is your favorite?
Probably the Blue Lagoon and the Fairy Fantasy. Those are probably my two favorites.
I really like the Blue Lagoon.
Yeah,
myself.
It's really pretty.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you do custom creations?
Yes, I can do a custom creation. The only thing about it is you have to go into it knowing that and understanding that every piece is individual. You know, I can't control sometimes. I mean, I can control some of it to a point, but you have to be open to the fact that, you know, what you had in your mind may not be exactly what it's going to come out to be. You know, I do custom pieces, but I prefer just to, you know, do my thing, and then if somebody likes it, they like it, you know.
But you could typically have the colors that
Yes.
maybe they're wanting in their rooms, in a rough idea of design that they like.
Yeah, I
A
mean,
blowout or a swirl, or
Yeah.
they have a rough idea.
Yeah, just give me a general idea of like the colors you want, and you know, if you want it embellished, if you want it to do mixed media and things like
Yeah.
that. You know, I can do any of those things, so it works.
She also, I know, has worked on memorial pieces
Mhm.
and stuff like that. If you're looking for something that you can give somebody for as a memorial, that should be a good one for that. When I actually been putting your stuff in the thing, I'm like, how does she come up with her names for her pieces? Because that's my biggest struggle as an artist, is coming up with names. So I don't even come up with names for my pieces.
Yeah, you look at the piece, it kind of speaks to you, you know, so you look at it and you see what it is about that piece that appeals, and then a lot of times, honestly, I look on Google and things like that, or, you know, if it's a galaxy piece, I'll look up names for the different moons, or, you know, things like that, or, and, you know, like, just sometimes it's just there, you know, the piece is just, you know, like the Blue Lagoon, that's what I wanted it to look like, a Blue Lagoon, so,
It's what you envision.
yeah, so you can use, you know, something to do with the color, something to do with what's on the painting, you know, and then you just come up with different names for it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I just like the names that you've come up with, and
Yeah.
they really fit your pieces. So, well, thank you so much for allowing me to talk and interview and share your
My world.
world with us. Yes.
Yeah.
And thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you all have a blessed day.
All right.
Bye.